Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to What the Cup Radio. I am your host, C.T. Jackson. We fooled you a little tonight, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
Alongside of us, my beautiful co-host, the beautiful Miss Chrissy.
Hey, everybody.
And what we just heard was If Not For Dreaming, off their self-debut album. It was their song this time. And we actually have them live with us today. And we're extremely excited about their music.
Yes, we are.
They've really burst on the indie scene, and they are actually a big hit to mature audiences in Connecticut area.
Yes, they are.
All right, without further ado,
Ado? Nope, you said it right, sweetie.
Yeah, it would be nice.
We want to welcome...
If Not For Dreaming. Here they are.
Thank you so much for having us.
Hey guys, how are
you?
Hello.
Welcome to What the Cup Radio. How are you all this evening?
Well, we're extremely excited to be speaking with you. We haven't actually done an interview together, I think, ever. It's usually just me doing all the talking, which is unusual, because if anybody knows Pat, Pat's the one who usually, is the talker. He's the man who knows what's going on.
There you go. So we'll start off with the easy question. When you were growing up, what kind of music were you into?
Well, I think my taste really developed in the 90s, and I think that's pretty evident in what we do, because even, now we get a lot of comparisons to 90s bands, which is really flattering to me, because I was always into, the big female singers that I listened to growing up, like the bands, Lush, the Sundays, Tori Amos, Bjork, all those powerful female vocalists were really my big influence. But I like a lot of different types of music. I can't box myself in like that, but that's really what I listened to and what I loved and what's kind of in my soul, I guess.
Okay, now what about the rest of the band? What were they into?
Well, that's really interesting because she listened to a lot of 90s stuff and classical music, and I never really did that. I grew up in the 80s, and I listened to, my first taste in music were like AC/DC, and then I got into more heavier, harder rock like Iron Maiden and stuff like that. But when I got out of high school, I started listening to a lot of R&B, like stuff that was on the radio, and then I stopped listening to rock music altogether and just listened to like totally R&B and rap for about 3 years straight. That's all I listened to, even though I was playing in rock bands. And then I started listening to Tori Amos and changed my style again and started listening to a lot of alternative bands, Sarah McLachlan and Tori Amos, like I said, and different things like that. And that's kind of where I've been. That's where I've stayed for the last probably 10 or so years. So I had always imagined doing a band with that sound, and I came up with the name, If Not For Dreaming, 2 years before the project even showed up. I came up with the name and had it for about a year, and then a year shows by and I didn't have a band yet. I said, well, I got to do something with this name, and decided to look for a singer, and that took a year, and then I met Am, and then the band showed up. And our first album, that's kind of the style that we wrote in, was that alternative-y kind of pretty sound.
That's awesome. It sounds like it was a work in progress.
Sure does. I like the name of the band, as a matter of fact.
Oh, thank you. It's all Pat. It was his idea.
It's the Pat Russo Show.
It's the Pat Russo Show.
There you go.
No, but it does make a lot of people think, which I think is really cool.
Well, when you hear the name, it makes you think of, you've got a dream in life, you got to shoot for the stars in order to get that dream and succeed, and that seems what you guys have been doing.
Yeah, without a goal, without a dream, there is no goal.
Goal, exactly.
As I said, ass backwards.
We can put your bed.
I often do that. So.
Yeah, that's definitely our philosophy, though.
What type of music do you guys consider your band?
It's a really tough question because I think it varies day by day. We'll record we put out an EP of 5 songs, and they're all kind of dreamy and, gentle and thoughtful. And then, when we put out our full-length CD, we incorporated those dreamy songs into it, and we called our CD Awake and Asleep because the first 5 songs are kind of like the loud, angry, driving rock sound, and then we tacked the EP onto the end of that for the asleep section. So, it depends on our mood. It depends on, what we have to say.
How angry we are.
How in love we are. It's like, it's all emotion. And after our first set of songs that we put out, we just had this urge to kind of change up our sound and, I guess maybe prove that we're versatile.
Well, I'll tell you how it really happened.
Oh, jeez.
Go ahead.
We sent the first EP, the 5-song Quiet Pretty Set songs, to a local advocate.
The New Haven Advocate.
And they rated it, and they liked it. It was really cool. And one of the lines, the interviewer wrote, or the
reviewer, Brian LaRue.
He wrote that, the last song on the album is as close as this band gets to rocking out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll show you guys rocking out. So the next 5 songs, I was like, I'll go back to my roots, and that's where you you just heard that song just now. That this time is what you guys opened the show up with, and that's the first song that I wrote right after I heard that guy. I'm like, I'll show him a rocked out tune. So we started getting back into the loud thing, and got that out of our systems, and now we're on to the acoustic thing. And I guess we went acoustic because it's just hard to really get the band thing rolling. And we've got a band now, which is great, but at first we didn't, so we were going acoustic, and now we've got a whole batch of songs that are all acoustic, and we can perform acoustic live too, which is great, and rework the tunes for live, and it's pretty interesting. So we're kind of always.
So what would you say out of all the styles that you do is your favorite that you enjoy the most?
All of them for me.
Yeah, for me too. I mean, sometimes you just want to yell into the microphone and be pissed off, and sometimes you just want to, be lyrical and pretty and kind of just let your voice float. I don't know. Everything we do is a part of what we are, So it all works.
Very true.
I always say don't make Am mad because she'll end up writing a song about you.
Oh yeah, watch out. I'm Irish and German. I've got a crazy temper.
I think three of the songs out of the 12 are literally aimed at people. It's just you never hear the name on there. It's just she has to get it out, and it comes out in song form, and it's pretty interesting.
It's my personal therapy, I guess. But the thing is, a lot of people. I mean, people may not know what I'm talking about, but people really relate to the emotion, which is really gratifying, to have somebody say, wow, that really, that really, I really felt that when I listened to it. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, but it hit home to them.
Well, had the world not been the way it is today, where everything is based on what media wants it to be, that song that we played when the show started, this time is actually, in my eyes, epic. Because who doesn't, come from a rut and want to better themselves and end up, in mixed emotions? And this is my opinion, where, okay, well, I can stay and, make others happy, or I can go for my own and reach out to my goals. And it's a toss within the mind. That's my take on it. That may not be how you all wrote the song, but everybody has their own idea of how it came out and what it means to them.
And you pretty much hit the nail on the head, because that was as Pat said, he was like, I'll write a rock song. So Pat writes the instrumental parts and he hands them to me, and I usually do the melody and the lyrics. And that was the first time he ever handed a song to me and said, I want you to write the words about this. And basically what you just said is what, he wanted something that was about, moving yourself ahead and succeeding where others fail. And, it was kind of, I guess, our personal motivational song.
Yeah, I needed a song to get me up in the morning and to get me going. It's like,
for sure.
We're in the entertainment business like you guys, and it's you want it to be the art business, but really it has to be the entertainment business for money to come in, and you're always being pulled in which direction do I want to go? Do I want to go and do the pop thing, or do I want to just write from the heart? And of course we all gravitate to write from the heart. And it's just like, man, I need to keep remembering this every morning. I'm just so down about where I wish I was and where I have to be and what it's going to take to get there. I needed like a rallying song, and that's kind of where we went with that, or where she went with that.
Exactly. In this day and age, you have to have a certain market. Nobody wants to take a chance on somebody that doesn't. That's just the way it is.
How did it feel for you guys to be on Generation X radio and playlist?
Well, that was really important because that was 99.9% of people don't know who we are. But at that point, 100% of people didn't know who we are. And that was just after our EP came out. So those first 5 songs, and you get on Twitter, you get on Facebook, you try to market yourself. There's a million other people like you doing the same thing. So it's really hard to kind of define yourself. And so we were really new and at that point. And I was lucky enough to stumble into a guy. His name is John Gregg, and he runs the Gen X radio station, which is part of the Live 365 radio group. And he's a great guy, and he mostly just plays 90s rock music. But he was doing a show about kind of up and coming new bands, and he was giving us a shot to be on his show. So that he was one of the very first people who ever listened to our music and gave us a chance, which was very much appreciated. And I'm still friends with him on Facebook, and he's a sports writer down in Florida. Actually, is his other thing. He's what was it? Tampa Rays. The Rays. He writes for the Rays. That's his obsession. So he's a good guy, and it was just really nice of him to give us a shot where nobody had before.
That is true. It was nice of him to give you guys a shot when nobody else would.
Yeah, I mean, we're really lucky. We've met some great people along the way who've really taken a personal interest in us, and written about us on their blog entries. This guy Stephen Wolpern in California, this girl Daniela in where's she? Ecuador. Our friend Ente Sonamicos in Germany. Certain people have really, given us a lot of help. Susan Leak in Alabama, she's helped do some promotion and writing for us. So people have been really, really nice doing stuff for us just to help us out.
That's awesome.
Like you guys.
You're real lucky when you get people.
Like you guys, thank you.
We were really lucky you guys found us. I know we haven't really talked about where you guys had located us from, but these are the kind of fortuitous events that happen. And we're really lucky. I mean, we're really, really lucky. So we really thank you guys for finding us and giving us the time to do this. It means a lot. It means everything to us, really. I mean, it's incredible.
Well, we appreciate you guys taking the time to, come on the show, too.
Well, if we thought your band sucked, you wouldn't have a chance in hell.
Yeah.
I listen to everything.
Well, you haven't
I
seen
like
us live.
So... how was your time at Raw Hartford, and did you feed off the crowd?
That was really, really cool because, it's such a, how many people was it? 500 people or something like that? I mean, we'd never actually played before that big a crowd before, and everybody there was artistic in their own, one way or another. It's like a giant craft fair with really talented people all coming together in one building. You'll have visual artists selling their paintings or sculptures or whatever, jewelry makers, print makers, sticker makers, fashion designers. Everybody's under one roof, and it's just like one big creative shindig. And you get to do a video that you can use. You get to do you get a photo shoot that you can use, and it's just a big group of really supportive people. We had this huge ring of people just watching us play, a really responsive, respectful audience. Sometimes when you play in a bar or whatever, you'll just get people screaming and drinking, and they don't care what you're doing. But, a place like an event like Raw, people are really there for the art, and they really respect what you do. And I think that was the best part about it, to have a captive audience, to meet new people and other artists, that you can hopefully collaborate with in the future. It was great.
Yeah, and they're a national event too, so they have them all over. And anybody out there listening, if you're a musician or artist in any kind, you want to check it out where they're having it in their local area. You want to try and get in on that. And what they do so well, what they did really well is to fund the event. All these events have to be funded. They have to be run, and they have to have money to put them on. And what they did was they had the artists have 20 tickets, and they had to sell 20 tickets at a very, very modest price, like $10 a ticket. So you figure, okay, well, I got these 20 tickets. I got to move them. If I don't move them, I'm stuck with whatever I didn't move, and I got to pay on them. So worst case scenario is you don't sell any tickets, and you have to give them $200. But yeah, you're going to play in front of another 300-400 people that want to hear music or want to see your art. So we ended up moving all our tickets plus an extra 10. So it was a great thing, and We didn't have to put any money in, and we added 30 people to the attendance, and everybody else did their job, and everyone came together. And it wasn't like, I guess what's going on now is they're asking bands to pay just to be even considered. So you'd have to give an event $10, $20, $30 just to even get them to listen to you to tell you no, you can't play, which I think is really crooked. These guys, you're playing. You get the tickets. You're in charge of your own destiny. You get to bring people to the event and help the other bands. It was really like a tight-knit network, and we met a lot of great people, and we get to do another one too. So I think we're going to be pushing to do the one in Brooklyn. We're going to do Rob in Brooklyn.
They just moved the event from the Russian Lady in Hartford to the Russian Lady in New Haven. So if anybody wants to apply for that, rawartists.org is the website. And, I mean, the backstory to trying to get into that, my friend Chelsea is a photographer, and she got into the Raw Hartford show. And Chelsea Swerka, her name is, if anybody wants to look her up. She's awesome. And it was just one of those nights when I was just dragging my butt around, and I just wanted to go to bed, and I'm like, I don't feel like filling out this online form. But I sat down, I disciplined myself, I filled it out, and the next day the director was calling us. So it just goes to show me, I guess, that sometimes you just have to put in that little bit of extra effort in order to get a really big reward, and Raw was a big reward for us.
I mean, to me, y'all seem like if I could compare a band out there as far as that would play for it doesn't matter the amount of people. I would think somebody like a Blind Melon, who's cool if there's 5 people in the room or there's 5,000 people in the room, is just ready to rock out. And everything that I've seen, it just seems like you are. Give it 110%, even if there's only 2 people just sitting there.
Oh yeah, we it really doesn't matter us. I mean, every band says that, and a lot of bands, I feel we all as artists believe that. I mean, we'll play anywhere, anything for anybody. But we've played some gigs. We've played some crazy gigs where people like we played we'll take anything. We played a cupcake house. We played pizza restaurant, and literally people were talking over you the entire time. They didn't even take a breath to hear the first 2 seconds of a song. They're just there to eat and have fun, and they don't want to pay any attention. But we still push on and play over that and learn how to tune that out and focus. And so when you get one person, I swear, you get one person that pays attention, it is like, this is what we're doing this for. We're here to show somebody what we're feeling, what we're thinking, and they're listening. Oh my God! So we'll come back and do that over and over just to get that happening again and again. But right now it's all crap.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
It's all about.
I'll bet you that more of the people. I'm sorry. I bet you more of the people listened than you probably realized, because they were probably eating and talking. But I bet you part of them was listening. So they may have gone home, even a couple of them, and said, "Hey, I heard this great band,"
I like to think so.
Yeah, it's maybe, but the cupcake place had good cupcakes, man. So I don't know. I think.
Yeah, we got paid in cupcakes.
Yeah, we got a dozen cupcakes, and at the time we were totally on a diet. We were not eating any sweets. So we gave all the cupcakes away, and we are all about cupcakes. I mean, we live for cupcakes, and we gave them all away. It's we can't do it, but it was a learning experience. You want to be able to say you did every kind of gig and every kind of situation, which is cool. So
definitely, it is cool.
Move over, we'll work for free. Here comes, we'll play for cupcakes.
Oh yeah, no, we'll do it.
Absolutely.
We booked another gig there too. Recently, we had to cancel. Something came up, but we were ready to go back, and we were like, okay, if they don't offer us money, it's all right as long as they give us the cupcakes again. This time we're eating them. So.
You hide them somewhere. These are my cupcakes.
If not for dreaming only.
Yep.
That's right.
Sound like you guys. I'm a sweet monster. I love sweets.
Oh man, we're terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
No idea. It's some bands. We're terrible rock stars. Terrible. We're we don't bust stuff up. We don't do anything debaucherous. right now we're doing this call. We're at where I work. I teach guitar for a living, and we're at the workplace, and we were sitting there and we're getting ready to go in and talk on the phone, and a cop drove by, and we're like, oh man, I hope he doesn't think we're up to no good. And you're like, what kind of rock star is that? Like, we're supposed to be up to no good, but we're all about junk food. We're the junk food band.
Yeah, forget beer, forget all that. We just want sweets.
Yeah, I just want to say this too. I keep forgetting. We have a band, 2 other members too that aren't on the call right now. Our bass player Ange and our drummer Hank. They're really great people. They when no one else wanted to play with us, they wanted to play with us, and it's really great to have them with us. And on the record, you're hearing the drummer on that record is a guy, Jay Jers, and me and Jay grew up together. We were in bands, and he's a phenomenal musician, and he plays everything. Writes all his own songs, plays guitar, sings, plays drums, does it all. He couldn't be in the band. His schedule is too crazy. So Hank, who's also a guy I've been playing with for probably 15, 16 years, he jumped right in. He really wanted to do this, and it's been great to have him. And Ange, our bass player, last year at this time, she didn't even play. She was a non-musician, wanted to really learn one day, and I said, Ange, like, if you have the motivation, I'll teach you how to do it. And she, like, totally tore it up. And within, 6 months, we were on stage with her, and we were playing, and she's also plays guitar. She's tireless. She's really, really talented.
Yeah, and she can really sing, too, although she doesn't, I don't think she likes to do it in public, but she has a really good voice. So she's just probably the most multi-talented of all of us.
That's really cool. I wish I had the talent, because, boy, if I had the talent, I would have played with you guys. You guys are cool as anything.
Oh, thank you.
And
yeah, they're just
I'm sorry. I keep interrupting people.
That's
I was
okay.
just going to say, I didn't play guitar, really, when we started. I really had no idea how to play, and Pat just taught me little by little, and I still struggle a bit playing and singing. I still get nervous, but so you just if you really want to do something, you just learn how to do it and push ahead and come what may, I guess.
Exactly. So how's your experience as far as, with the amount of crowd? What do you think as a singer?
Oh, sorry, we're having a little phone craziness. I'm sorry, what was the question?
As a someone who just plays an instrument, it's easy to tune out people when they're not listening or you don't think they're listening, but as a singer it's a bit harder. So how is it your take? Do you enjoy playing for like large crowds, or does it not matter, or can you just tune out, just get into the music no matter what?
I think we get into it no matter what. I mean, a specific instance recently, we like to play at Two Boots in Bridgeport, which is a great place to play. Our friend Bob does all the booking down there, and he's an awesome guy, very supportive of indie musicians. And that night, there happened to be this giant table of, I don't know how many, at least a dozen very drunk, loud girls. And sometimes, sometimes you just have to kind of shut that out. And I was looking at Pat a lot, and we kind of took strength from each other at that point. So, I think, like Pat said, you just got to focus in and not worry about it. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they can leave, I mean, I'm not trying to sound mean, but
But that was a tough situation in that they weren't listening and they weren't leaving. We were playing acoustic that night, so they weren't. They were louder than us.
They were screaming,
by a lot.
screaming girls.
But we drew on our experience from the cupcake place, and we were able to get through. I think it's good though. I think it's good to have gigs where you have to power through it. I mean, you got to be able to have. Pull it through, and it's never going to just be perfect. So
yeah, you have to be able to get through adversity no matter what.
Exactly, and that's great that you guys were able to tune the drunk women out and just have a good time and rock out, anyways.
Yeah, speaking of being able to handle adversity, and you guys are talking to two Buffalo Bills fans, and I know you guys are Jacksonville fans, so we've had to battle through a lot of adversity the past, 10 years? It takes forever with these teams, but I knew Ray. I knew I was going to sneak this in somewhere, man. we were texting for the people that are listening. Ray, wrote us emails, and I'm like, I couldn't figure out what teal time was, and then I'm noticing the area code. I'm like, how come I didn't get that these guys were Jacksonville? This is a Jacksonville Jags, area, and it's like you guys do interviews and stuff with the football team, and at least I am. I'm all about football, like crazy football fan. I love football in general, but we're Bills fans, and Am's from Buffalo. But man, it's been a hard haul for our two teams.
Yeah,
it has.
Well, ours right now, we don't have a quarterback. So.
Yeah, so we're not going to be doing too good this year.
Yeah, from what I'm hearing, we have the worst quarterback play we've ever had in our whole history that we've been around over since 95. So that's bad.
Yeah, that's real bad.
It's a quarterback-driven league now. It's throw the ball down the field. You can look at Joe Flacco and the money they gave him, and it's important to have that kind of guy. But you pay a guy like Joe Flacco, and now you've got no team around him because all the money went to one guy, and it's tough to do. But I think the Bills are playing you guys, Jacksonville, somewhere in December. I already pitched it to Ray to come back on the phone sometime and do a follow-up after the teams have played. So.
We definitely will. I mean, that sounds fun.
Well, who knows? Maybe we'll have you come out here or something.
That would be awesome. That's really what we're hoping. I really wanted to go down there and check that game out, either that or Tampa. We're playing Tampa the week before, so one or the other. We're crazy Disney fans, and we're trying to book a trip in the middle of all that. Maybe check that out too while we're at it. But so I don't know. I have a question for you guys.
All right, shoot.
How did you guys get started in doing the online broadcasting? What made you decide you guys wanted to team together? You guys are married, correct?
Just about, yes.
Yep. So same thing with us. How did you guys come up with the idea that you wanted to do this and put it all together? You guys have a great website, and what got you started on that road?
Everything was a work in progress. When the website originally started. To be honest with you, this is how it came about. I mean, other than back when I was 18 years old, way back in the day, I went to CSB, and they actually were going to give me have a scholarship to actually be on the air at a regular radio station once I graduated and whatnot. But I just couldn't afford almost $4 grand living on the streets at that time. Just couldn't do it. And What happened is I'm a big fan of Jaguars.com on the forums, and I just can't type. So what happened was I said, you know what, I'm going to start doing podcasts, which people are going to know how I feel, and they're not going to be able to rank how I type it because I'm talking.
Exactly.
And then we went from there, and we said, you know what, this, it's great to do it on the Jags and everything, but there was so much more to talk about.
Then we said, well, why don't we try we started to, we watch Lizard Lick, so why don't we do it on Lizard Lick? And he's like, okay. And then we started watching South Beach Toe. So, we'll do it on South Beach Toe. So those are basically the majority of our shows, except for the ones we do, our regular shows. Yeah,
we do, and then we're joking around one day. We're doing a podcast, and it just came out funny. And we're like, okay, well, why don't we just add some original shows to it? And then we found, Black Talk out of nowhere, and we said, you know what, why do it on a podcast when you can actually do it live on the air? And it just seems more real rather than, podcast is just a bunch of editing.
Exactly. It seemed to take off from there. I mean, that's where it really started to do good once we went on podcasts. And we really enjoy doing it. I mean, we have a good time when we do it.
Once we went on Blog Talk.
Blog Talk.
we make mistakes like anybody else, but...
Like just now.
considering that, that we've only been around doing this since like February, our crowd has grown enormously between, downloads, archives, lives. Sometimes, we have like 10, 15 people come on air. I mean, it's a wonderful feeling, and it's something that I feel that, I've meant to do. And, she does a heck of a job, where when I make a mistake, she's there to, grab me, just like you all were talking about, reaching out to each other for, when adversity comes your way. So.
You talk about, sometimes you make a mistake or whatever, but I think these days people want that. People want real and they want organic. And one of my guitar students, who's an older guy, he had heard us play acoustic and heard us play electric both. And he's like, I really like you with the acoustic thing because it's more organic, it's more real. You can feel it better because it's just the two of you with acoustic instruments. And these days that's really big. People don't want to see the phoniness all the time. They want to see real people. They want to hear what real people. And that's why there's so many of these shows on television promoting, just regular people trying to strive for greatness. And at least there's one good thing going on, one good trend, and that's it.
Well, I mean, I'm glad for this outlet. I wouldn't touch FM radio or with a 10-foot pole because the FCC is just a pain in the rear. All kinds of rules here, all kinds of regulations here. Can't do this, can't do that. It's like you're trying to take a shit and somebody's knocking at the door. Hey, you only got 5 minutes.
Well, you can't play what you want either. You can't play what you want anymore either. It's all Clear Channel's got, they play what they want to play, and they sell you what they want to sell you, and that's it. If there's a way to make money out of it, if there's a way to monetize the music business any which way to Sunday, they've found it. And more, I mean, look at YouTube. I mean, YouTube's got the commercials on there. It was a great thing, and now we got to endure either, a 20-second, 30-second commercial just because they need to monetize it. And it's
yeah, and now you can't even watch a movie without watching commercials. What the fuck's up with that?
Exactly.
It's nuts. But I don't know. We're the little guys are out there and they're making noise, and you have a way. We're on iTunes. For those of you who are listening, if you want to check us out, you can go to ifnotfordreaming.com. That's our website, ifnotfordreaming.com. On there is anything you want to go to YouTube, click the button. You want to go to iTunes, click the button. But we're on iTunes, and we've gotten some fans from UK, and they've turned into some really great friends. And it's just like when I was a kid, you would write a song, you would make a demo, cost you a lot of money to go to a studio, and you would put it on a cassette, and your friends were the only people that ever heard it because you can never get it outside of your town. There's no way to distribute the music outside of you handing it to somebody. But now you could put it on iTunes, and anywhere in the world, like in the UK or in Germany, someone's going to hear your music and be able to buy it. That's incredible. And you guys could be broadcast anywhere in the world, and people would hear you. And that's
yeah, exactly. Well, we do it live. We also, go through Libsyn, which is a podcast, and it downloads to all the iTunes, to all the, mobile apps, Android, everything. So.
You can always find our show somewhere.
Exactly. We're everywhere you possibly can be, including YouTube, Vimeo, all them. So.
Yeah, thank God for podcasting. So, I mean, just even to football, I'm listening to the Buffalo Bills every single day. They've got a 2-hour show on podcast. And back when I was, 25 years old, there was no real website. I'd have to wait till I got up to Buffalo to see who was in the program, to see who they kept and didn't keep because I wasn't from the local area. And now it's like you get a text. Somebody gets traded, you get a text 10 seconds after it happens. And so technology's got a bunch of great stuff to it, and it's also got the bad stuff, but we're always battling both. And we record all our albums in our house. We do all the work. And, again, just even doing the artwork back in the day would be impossible, basically. You just had to hire someone and pay a ton of money. We're doing, in our living room, we're doing the artwork, we're doing the album, we're doing all this stuff like you guys. Same thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. Nothing is just a given. You have to advertise. You have to, show that your audience is building. You have to do this. You have to do that. I mean, it's a lot of red tape.
You got to work hard and put a lot of effort and a lot of 110% into your, whatever it is you're doing, whether it be music or podcast or radio or whatever,
Yeah, definitely.
And just like you've said, that you've came across some very talented people. We've got some very talented bloggers that help out with the website. So some are paid, some just like to, help out and whatnot. And it came a long way from where it was. It was absolute crap before. Now it's at least decent.
Yeah. Well, our dream is eventually to have our own studio.
Yeah, that's what we'd like to have.
That's our big dream.
Our own studio beyond some kind of major internet radio, but that's not. I don't know. I'm not. Once again, I'm not big on FCC because of the rules and guidelines. I don't believe anybody should monitor somebody else. I just think that's a form of control. But this is not about us. This is about you. So let's go back to how does it feel to you right now with all that you've done to be on the Indie Summer Mix 2013 out here in Connecticut?
One of our first songs actually ended up on their MySpace page back when we first started. And we've been on their list as a Connecticut band for years now. But this is the first time I took the opportunity to actually submit for what they call their mixtape. So I guess we're one of many. I mean, I forget how many songs are on there, like 90, I think, 90 songs on the Connecticut Summer mixtape. But we're in good company. There's so much talent here that people don't even know. And the song that got on there is actually our brand new song. It's only on SoundCloud and the Connecticut Indie Mixtape. Those are the only two places I think we have it posted now. And it's called Nothing. It's kind of one of the angry ones, one of the loud ones. And it was co-written by Ange and myself. And this is the first time I've ever written an If Not For Dreaming song where Pat didn't start it for me. Actually, Ange started this one. So it's really cool to collaborate, with somebody new. And I think that, it turned out really, really well. Thanks to all of Pat's hard work, mixing and recording and engineering and all those wonderful things. But it's a cool song.
You could find the SoundCloud link if you go to ifnotfordreaming.com. There's a SoundCloud button just right on the front page. Just click on it, and our page will pop up. It'll be on there.
They're actually SoundCloud is actually a mix. They do a lot of music for anybody out there, but anyone doing podcasting and can't afford other prices, that's a great way to go into it as well because they have unlimited everything. So just throwing it out there to the people.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
But we're both wondering this, okay? We're seeing a lot of pics of your band and whatnot, and the majority that we're seeing are in black and white. Can you explain why you chose to go the black and white route rather than the color?
Well,
in this
originally,
age?
The person that took our pictures, our very first photo shoot ever, that was his media. He really liked to shoot in black and white, in grainy black and white, and they really came out really beautiful. We really liked the job that he did. And
may I say, I think for the first photo shoot, he used actual black and white film.
Yeah.
It was not digital, it was film, which gives a whole different quality to the picture, I think.
Yeah, and then from there, though, if they're not from the original photo shoot, then they're from my iPhone, and unbelievably, and it's I use Instagram for the filtering, and it's, I don't know, there's I think it's really well done with that particular social networking site. I just like you can share pictures with people and you can see what they're doing. And, a picture's worth 1,000 words. It really is. It's like something you really want to see. And I just found that the black and white seems to do something to the picture. It makes it a little more clearer. I think I thought I read something one time about that's what it is. Like black and white, your eye perceives a lot more depth with black and white than in color. We also had another great friend of ours, Dawn Finaldi, who took pictures with us a lot, and she did such a great job. Mostly I think she did some color, but there were a couple black and whites that were really great too. But we were really lucky to work with some really great photographers. And other than that, if we're taking it with the iPhone, we're just taking a shot, like, in passing or something's happening, I'll take a quick shot, and then you throw it on Instagram, put a filter on it, and it just looks good. It just looks really great, and that's kind of where we're shooting from with the black and white stuff.
I definitely liked all the pictures. I thought they were nice because I found your page, and I was looking at it, and I was reading about you guys and everything. I was like, wow, this is interesting. There's a lot of interesting facts up there about you guys and everything.
Well, if I had my way, I'd have no other pictures but Am. That would be, she'd be the only one I'd show pictures on. One of our pictures we use on our business card is me and her. It was like the first photo shoot, and I told the photographer, I'm like, blur me out. Like, put me in the back. I want to be in the back. I want you to close up on her and blur me out in the background. And he was like, really? No, I'm like, seriously, if you don't do it, I'm going to Photoshop it that way. So he ended up doing that.
You sound like him. That's what he would say.
It's the Beauty and the Beast thing, and it's so funny. And we go to Disney World, and I get that all the time from, like, waiters and stuff, like, oh, Beauty and the Beast. I'm like, yeah, I know. I got the long hair, and she's, pretty, and I'm not, so.
It drives me nuts when he does this. I want him to be, front and center as well. I don't actually like getting my picture taken, and I don't like being right front and center on the stage. It just happens to be where I'm put. So, I'm happy to let somebody else take the spotlight. Fine by me.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
Like I said, I saw the pictures of you guys. I thought you guys made a cute couple, actually.
I think so. He's just
so where did you all meet?
Through music circles. Through music circles, friends of ours, mutual contacts, just stuff like that. I had definitely noticed her, a long time ago, and never talked to her, and it took a long time for anything to kind of come about. But we started working.
How long have you guys known each other?
Over 17 years.
Long time.
We didn't know each other. We just knew of each other.
We're acquaintances.
Gotcha.
But I tell you, when we first started working, it was interesting because the first song, I just whipped up this tiny little fragment of a song. It's actually Wood and Stone is the name of the song. It's what you're hearing on that recording is the actual fragment that I came up with. Something you go in the studio like, oh, come up with something just to see what she can come up with. Threw down the first couple things that you come up with, had a groove going. It's like, okay, good, I'll keep this. Brought it to the music store, had her sing on it, and right away it was like, wow, I love that. Whatever melodic sense she has, that's great. That's what I'm looking for. That's If Not For Dreaming right there. And then we kept that just the way that it was, and it ended up being on the record just the way that it was there. And from there, we just started sculpting one song at a time and writing about various things and so forth and so on.
That's awesome.
So you were really flirting through music then?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think we're both kind of too shy for that, actually.
Yeah, it's just it evolved, but at the same time, we were really interested in musically, like what we could do together, and things naturally went that way, and it is what it is.
And despite what he says, I always did think he was a cute guy. Don't let the beast thing fool you.
There is something very, very wrong with this girl.
When I saw your picture, I didn't see a beast. I saw an artist. Artists
exactly.
have hair, and they there to, create. They don't care what people think of them. They're there to create music or art or whatever it is,
Yeah, you could definitely tell I'm the 80s guy and she's the 90s girl, though. You could definitely pick that out.
So do y'all have any gigs coming up or anything you are in the process, or are you just more of just in the studio at this time being?
We're pretty much in the studio.
We're in the studio perpetually.
Perpetually,
Because it's our spare room, so we're always doing it.
Yeah, I think our next actual gig is August 15th at Two Boots in Bridgeport. Is the only one we have set right now. But, things happen, and we might do more in the meantime. I'm not sure. We kind of wanted to take a little bit of a break during the summer to kind of work on some new things because, I guess we've been so busy trying to pull together our live show that we haven't really been playing all that much. Just what we used to do back before we were out in the world, just playing in our living room and working out different parts and working out different harmonies, and we kind of had to go back to that because really we've been playing the same 8 songs live. We need to, work on new things so that we don't get bored with ourselves. So, we're just working and adding and subtracting and I guess molding new songs into what we want them to be. So
other than football, So other than football, I'm always curious when it comes to musicians. What
other hobbies do you guys have?
Yeah, when you actually have a break, what do you do?
Well, we're either in Disney World.
Disney World or Buffalo. I personally, I have a history degree, so I'm a big history nerd. Any kind of history book is going to amuse me for hours. I love to read. And being the big nerd that I am, I'm a big cartoon nerd. I love cartoons. So, as long as there's a good cartoon on, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm just NFL addicted. That's it. I love all sports. We're both really big hockey fans, and we're actually Yale hockey fans, which is incredible. The NCAA tournament, probably never see that again in our lifetime, but it was incredible to be at the Yale basketball arena, watch it on the big screen because we didn't go to Pittsburgh. We thought they were going to get killed by Quinnipiac, but they totally made it through. A bunch of Ivy League academians took down the big beast down the road. It's awesome. But so we love hockey, but football is like my life. It's totally. It's just first thing I do when I get up in the morning is look at the Bills thing, listen to the podcast, and when it's on, I try to watch every game on the television after mine. So it's 3 games on Sunday and Monday night and Thursday night now, thank God. So it's just crazy. So like I said, when I saw Teal Time and I put it all together, I'm like, oh man, I got to tell these guys that, we're like them. We're crazy with it. We have season tickets and we drive up from Connecticut to Buffalo 7 hours one way just to see football games. And
well, that's not the only reason. My family lives out there too because that's where I'm originally from. So they're kind enough to let us crash in their house every time we go up. So
yeah,
I hope we're not wearing out our welcome.
I've totally fallen in love with Buffalo. I love it. We dream one day of relocating and being near her family. Their family is just so incredible. It's just really, really a great thing. So
I've heard it's beautiful in Buffalo. I used to know these kids that were from Buffalo.
Well, Tom Brady kind of put a big squash on that. He said, Buffalo was ugly and there's nothing there. And same thing with Willis McGahee. But the team just started taking all the rookies out and literally showing them where everything is, because you can't just hope these people find stuff. But their family took me around and really showed me the town, and Am really taught me a lot about the history of the town. It's an incredible place, and it's beautiful. It's urban, yet it's also completely in the middle of the farmland out west.
Yeah. Oh, and the architecture. There's so much to do. My family has owned a business in Buffalo since the 1930s. a chocolate business called Walls Candies.
No wonder why you all like cupcakes.
Ooh, I like that place.
I'm married to a chocolate heiress.
He always says that. It's so not true. But, I'm happy that that's still in the family, so I can go visit my family making chocolate. So I just, my roots are there, and I've been a lot of places. I was with a touring theater company for a year. I saw a lot of our amazing country, and Buffalo is still my favorite place ever. So.
Well, where have you been besides, obviously, Buffalo and, Florida?
I haven't been anywhere. She's been everywhere. Well, my mom lives in Las Vegas, so we've been to Las Vegas, but I am
cool.
all over the country.
Yeah, should I admit this in public?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I was a member of a touring puppet theater just out of college. It was just one of those things I felt compelled to do. It was an adventure, and I tried it. So myself and 3 other people drove a van filled with puppets around probably the entire eastern half of our country. And
cool.
It was cool, and it was grueling, and it was amazing and horrifying all at the same time. It's the kind of thing I'm so proud to have done, but it's the kind of thing I would also never ever do again.
It was very very physical. It was like full life size, like they had to get dressed up in black, and these things were as tall as they were, and they had to move them around and be strong and manipulate them, but big places too. What was the largest place you played?
Oh yeah, oh man. I mean, I think I've performed in front of an audience of, it was at least 12,000 people doing that.
Oh.
So that was pretty astounding, to have a live orchestra playing music. You're moving these, 20-year-old beautiful puppets in front of this enormous, Tennessee Performing Arts Center. It's big places. So it was an experience. I mean, I would rather probably do our music in front of 12,000 people, but, puppetry was really an interesting learning experience. So I'm glad I did it.
Well, yeah, and it really groomed you to, be on stage for all these people, too. I mean, you're used to it, really. If you can do it in front of 12,000, you can do it in front of 500, no problem.
I think performing in front of 3 people is harder than 3,000 because those 3 people are just focused on you and you can see them right there, whereas with thousands of people it's kind of like a faceless mass, so it's I don't know, for me at least, somehow there's less pressure involved when there's a lot of people, whereas I feel like I'm being judged if there's only a few people. I don't know.
Okay, so you feel like you're lost in the crowd when there's, tons, and then when there's only a few, it's like everybody, all eyes on me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a nervous Nelly anyway, though.
You can also see their facial expressions, too. It's like, it's a big thing. Like, I'm looking at 3 people looking at me, and I can see they're not pleased, or they are, or whatever. But, I don't know.
So, without being negative in any way, shape, or form, why do you think that, for the most part, you don't really touch home on with the kids nowadays?
That's tough. I don't think we don't. I mean, we both teach. I mean, Pat teaches music full time. I teach vocal lessons part time, and I mean, I've played our songs to 10-year-olds. And they will like it. They'll latch on to certain songs because they like the message. Like one of our favorite fans in England, Charlie. I mean, she's in her 20s, and just one of our songs happened to speak to her, so she started being friends with us that way. So, I mean, and then my grandfather, when he was alive, he got to hear our music, and he liked certain things too. So, one thing that I've always been proud of is that what we do doesn't necessarily appeal to only one type of person.
Yeah, I've got a really, really hip girl student that came in, and I finally got her to listen to one of the songs called 3 Weeks, which is a much harder rock song. It's on that same album as This Time is on, and finally got her to listen to it. She loved it. She texted me back. Took her like 2 days to finally get around to just listening to it. Once she did, she got all her friends to listen to it. Our SoundCloud account went from like 12 listens to over 180 in a weekend. Like they really
wow, that's great.
Yeah, they really liked it, and it's just the problem is, you know, we're not what's the word, marketing standpoint, we're not really valuable because they can reach me when they come in for a lesson. It's not like, you know, they don't know who we are and they don't know when we'll come around. They know I can literally play that song for them when they show up for their guitar lesson. So it's really not like we're not, you know, very valuable in that sense. But I think if enough people would hear the music, they would like it. But again, marketing budgets, and we're up against, you know,
the machine.
You know,
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other bands struggling to make it just like we are, and whose music is just as valid as ours.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. When we first got on MySpace, we put together a MySpace, and I put the first song up, and I remember I'm like, oh man, I can't wait till all these people hear our stuff. They're gonna fall over. They're gonna love this. And then the first band to actually like us on MySpace, you know, friend us, I listened to them. They blew us away. I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm an idiot because I thought I thought we had something like really unique. I'm like, nope. Everyone out there is awesome. Like, we played with a band just fairly recently. What was it, like March? They're from Brooklyn, I think, or New York. Was it Wishes?
Wishes and Thieves?
Yeah. Never heard of them. They came in. We opened up for them. They got on stage and just, oh my God, they're killer. They're so good. So much interesting stuff out there. Because people are artistic now. They're able to do more things than ever before, and I don't know. It made us a lot better. We realized we needed to get better as a band to be able to at least just keep up with how great these other bands. And that's cool. That's a good thing to want to be better, and you know, it's also enriching to be there that night and to share and listen to something so good. You know, so it's pretty cool. But we're
again,
in a sea of talent.
But then again, you also have to understand when you're doing your songs over and over and over and over again, you know, it's repetitive. Everything will sound, for the most part, better because you're used to this. However, somebody fresh that hasn't heard your music can be like, wow, this is, you know, the greatest band ever.
Yeah, I think I've fallen into that syndrome, and that that's why we took a little. We're not really taking a break. We're just kind of like stepping back to see what we've got, because I'm to the point where I'm not. I need it to be bigger for me. I need to be more involved, sing more. But like you said, I think I'm missing it. At times I realize, you know what, it's not as bad as I think it is. It's a lot better than I think than it is, than I realize. But Still, you always want to get better. You always want to make it prettier. You always want to make it deeper and richer, and that's just, you know, one of those things. But
and I have this fabulous vocal teacher, fabulous, and one thing that she's kind of brought me back to is remembering that when I'm singing, I'm telling a story, and what you want is for that story to connect with the people in the audience. And I think, you know, previous to studying with her, I had always kind of just been like, okay, I'm on stage, my song is my thing, people are going to listen to it, that's fine. But now she's kind of given me that perspective of, you know, I have to be a voice for the audience. I have to connect with them in a way that I wasn't before, because that's what makes you a better performer. So, you know, we both have our things that we're working on to try to get better at, to, you know, just give a better show in general, I think.
I think the main thing, just for the record, our son absolutely loves your music and whatnot.
Yeah, he said to our 13-year-old, he said, come listen to this, Nick. And Nick heard it, and he's like, I like that. That's great. And he's 13.
How cool is that?
That blows me away. I mean, it really does. It's just, I don't know. It's just, we've been listening to it ourselves, and even we haven't even been listening to it all that much. It's like, I can't even. It's like as an artist, you do something and you love it and you put it aside and you move on to the next thing. It's amazing to see anyone step back and go, hey, I like that too. It's like, really? That's incredible. Like just the fact that you guys liked this time. That song, I really loved that song. I loved it when we wrote it. I thought we really had something, and when we put it out, it really got not very much attention. It was almost like even the video compared to our first didn't get even half as much attention. I thought maybe I misjudged it, but to hear people like it, it's like, oh man, it's really worth it.
It's a beautiful song.
Like all four of us, Ange, Hank, Pat, and I, like really, we are so lacking in any kind of ego. It's crazy. That's another way we're bad rock stars. We have no egos at all, and so we kind of assume people are not going to like us before we realize that they do. If I'm making sense, like we always just think we're bad, and then when somebody likes it, we're like, oh, okay, this is good.
Yeah, but we're trying to get better.
Yes.
I think too, as an artist, I think you guys also, I'm sure, like we are with our radio station, we tend to be hard on ourselves and say, oh, that sounded terrible. Oh, that didn't sound right. Oh, I should have done this better. I should have done that better. And in actuality, like you said, when you hear other people say, no, actually that song was good, or that whatever, that picture is beautiful, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. We're all our own worst critics.
Exactly.
Also, when it comes to video, something that I've learned, not just saying that I'm a video guru because I'm far from it, for something that I've learned when it comes to people actually looking at videos and whatnot, they all want to, it doesn't matter what the lyric says, it doesn't matter what the sound, the sound portrays, it's all about the presentation and the fact of, okay, where is this leading to? What is the next step this is leading to? What is this exactly telling me? They want to hear the story, but they want to hear the story through the video rather than through the artists themselves. And, when I was looking at this time, it's a phenomenal song. The only thing I had about it was, while I was watching it, I'm like, where's this actually going? I mean, look, I understand the whole presentation of it as far as, looking into the crowded, street and whatnot. But exactly where you're going with, I think that may have caused the drawback.
Yeah, I'm not. The thing with us with the videos is we work with some really great guys that shoot. The guys that shot that video, actually all three videos for us, are really a big company now. They went from just guys with a camera and a dream to actually working for big companies like MSNBC. I think they're doing editing for them, and they just went on for...
they were on the Emmys for something.
They're nominated for something.
For something. I don't know what it was, but seriously, these are the kind of guys who had to rent a camera to come and work with us because they didn't have their own equipment, and now they're big time, big stuff.
Yeah, we're dying to work with them again because at the beginning it was like they were just willing to do the work, but we hadn't talked to them about any concepts. So I kind of had, we both, me and Am, had to both come up with the concept and try to come up with where it was going to go. And they're like, okay, we'll just do what you want us to do. And but I tell you, it gets tough because again, you're in the band, you write the songs, you record the songs, you buy the equipment, you practice the equipment. Now you're doing the video work, you're doing the artwork. It's like sooner or later we got pretty burnt out. It's like I want to shoot a video. I wanted to shoot it at Toad's because Toad's Place in New Haven, which is a legendary club, but we got the footage, and then I was like, well, we need more footage than just this. So we had to kind of go out. The shots that you saw from New York City, we actually took a camera, like a camera you'd film your vacation on, at a theme park. Another plug for Disney. And we brought that to New York, and we literally shot it ourselves. Like, that's how grassroots this is all, and I know you guys can totally relate to that. It's like,
yes.
We didn't even ask them to come. We set the camera up. Literally, we set the camera up at a crosswalk. We're getting those fast motion shots, and I had to let it run for like a good 2 minutes to get enough footage to speed it up triple time. And guys, there was a guy that walked up, saw the camera pointed at the intersection, decided to step right in front of it, completely blocked the camera while he was looking at it and just stood there for the whole time. I had to like stop the camera, move the camera, and try like, dude, we're shooting a video. Like you could see the damn thing is on right now. You have to put your big fat head in the middle of it.
There were cool people that would like give flash peace signs at the camera as they walked by, but it was awkward for me because I was standing like on a sidewalk in New York City with tons and tons of people just in a hurry going by me, and I had to not move at all. It was really tough.
And then we got in trouble.
Or you would have got trampled on in New York.
Well, the people moved around her, but every once in a while someone would step in front of her and not move. I can get that because I don't know. I was too far away. But we got in trouble because you're not supposed to have a tripod in Times Square, so the cops came. And again, we're like,
there you are. You're a rock band now.
Yeah. So we were like all apologetic. We should have been like, no, we're doing this. Throw us in jail. Like we should have been,
no,
But
I don't think so.
But yeah, no, nothing. We just like, oh, we're so sorry you were backing up. But yeah, it was tough.
And once again, I'm not saying the video sucked. I'm just saying.
No, I understand. It is kind of random.
Band video like that is perfect. But if you're not a known band, people want to know about you, and it was just a little misleading as far as where it was going. That's all.
I'm right there with you because that's what I had said to her too. I can't wait for the next video. If there's anybody out there that wants to direct a video, produce it. We got the camera guys. We just don't have any concepts, and we're really looking forward to working either with them or another person that can actually say, "Hey, we're going to have you do this." I'm like, "Okay, let's do that." Because right now we're like, running out of ideas. The first video is pretty good. Joyous Rush. I liked how that came out, and the last video is a good song, but we really ran out of ideas for that too. It's just a visual kind of thing. But
all right. Well, we wasted a bunch of your time here. Just one quick question before we get out of here, because I was trying to wait on and see if our music blogger, would come on and ask a few questions herself. But she's got a lot of going on herself, and that's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah, she didn't probably have a chance to finish up what she was doing in time.
Yeah, exactly. So what would you say is your favorite song that you've done that means the most to you?
Oh, that means the most. They're all our children, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think Shiver has got to be one of my favorites, and I think people like that because it's cute. But that's probably one of my very top songs. And Angel Song, if you've heard that one, it's a really slow song. Those two are probably the most meaningful to me personally that come to mind.
Yeah, definitely Shiver, but I also like Look for the Bloom. The song Look for the Bloom. That's I like how that came out. I like it just has a vibe that I really, really liked. It's hard. It's so hard because they all were recorded at different times of the year, and everything was just so different each time. But, I don't know if I can even go with those. Does it go with all of them?
Well, we definitely would like to check back with you later in the year, probably around football time. We could talk football and everything else.
Not only that, but I really love the sound of your music because, you know what? It's different. It's not like every other band. You guys have got your own sound, and I just like it.
Thank you so much.
That's what made it interesting to me. I was like, wow, that's new. Okay, cool.
And it fits with, the whole concept of the band, if not for dreaming, because when you listen to their music, it sounds like you're in a fairy tale and whatnot.
Yeah, like you're dreaming.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much.
Maybe we could get down there and play acoustic for you guys live in the studio. That would be cool.
That would be absolutely fantastic.
That. You kidding? We'd love it.
But I'm calling in after the Jags Bills. You can guarantee that. So.
We'll be glad to hear from you because we enjoy having you guys on.
And I'm going to say right now, for the record, we're going to kick your ass. But inside, I'm thinking, yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It's
we don't
okay.
have a quarterback.
I'm cool with it. Hey, if we get a better draft pick, I'm good with that. So. We're not going anywhere quick, so.
Is there a way so don't feel too bad?
Well, we're rebuilding.
Yeah, but we have no quarterback is our point.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to keep on dogging
team.
the quarterback.
No, I love our team, but...
Watch Henny be great for you guys this year.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Henny. I'm just not. I mean, he's had all these years, didn't do nothing in Miami, and then after I watched the game where he had 12 sacks in one game, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh. That was like us with Drew Bledsoe. So
it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. People wonder why Blade's moving. Blade's moving because we was trying not to get killed. Simple as that.
Exactly.
Well, we want to really thank you guys again for taking the time with us and giving us this opportunity to talk on your great channel. And we'll spread the word and look forward to seeing you guys again.
Thank you
yes,
very,
but just
very
make
much.
sure you tell them it's What the Cup Radio and not Till Time. We were originally Till Time. What happened was we changed the name because we're marketing for a more mature, grown-up audience. Not that we have anything against teenagers or, kids. They are the foundation.
Well, most of our topics are adult content, so we don't want people having their young kids listen to it,
Outside of, interviews. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
No, thank
you.
We appreciate you coming on the show and talking with us.
Cool.
You all have a wonderful evening.
We'll talk to you guys
soon.
Too. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. What a wonderful band they are.
Yes, it was a great interview and whatnot.
Sure was.
Kind of disappointed Mandy never showed up. I mean, I know she was...
You know what? She was busy, and I'm sure, like I said to them, I'm sure she was busy, and she got busy with what she was doing, and probably didn't get finished in time. Or maybe she fell asleep.
But she was so stoked to come on because she was telling me, hey, they tweeted me back today, and they're so cool and everything.
Well, hopefully they'll come back in the studio again, and, she'll get to talk to them the next time.
Yeah, exactly. She had a little incident at her home the other day,
She
too.
needs to take care of some personal business, so we had to let her, we had to let her do what she had to do. We still consider her part of the group. We miss her, she's definitely a great blogger, and she's a great host, and a co-host or whatever, so.
Exactly. The thing, before we get out of here, the thing I wanted to say is what separates this band from many out there is they're willing to do what it takes to, get to where they need to be. And that's hard in this day and age because so many will, quit or, pay everybody else to do all the work for them and everything.
Or they try to copy some other band's style. This band doesn't. This band has their own style. I'm not saying that's what all bands do. I'm just saying that's what some do. This band is their own band. They have their own music, their own beat, their own way, and I really like it.
Their own sort of flavor.
Yep, there you go. That's the word I was looking for.
Maybe it's cupcakes.
Well, see, that's what I was going to say to them. Well, like most people, when they're rich, eat caviar. Not these guys. They'll be going, okay, where's our cupcakes? Why are our cupcakes not in our dressing room?
Who stole the cupcakes?
He'll be looking at his wife going, did you steal the cupcakes? She'll be like, nope. Looking at the other two guys, did you guys steal the cupcakes? They'll be like, nope. Who forgot to put our cupcakes in here?
Exactly, and it's just amazing that they're a couple and they get to do this every day and they're not at each other's throats. Well, it didn't sound like they were at each other's throats.
No, they are definitely a nice couple.
It was cool to hear the backstory, It
was. It definitely was. How they met and everything like that. It was romantic, It was kind of sweet the way they met.
I thought it was cool as heck when she was talking about the puppeteer and whatnot.
I did too.
Because
that's real neat.
it's just something different.
Yep.
It's like, when I was looking for a job and I was like 15 years old, a lot of people don't know this. No, I was 16 because you couldn't be working at 15, but whatever. 16 years old, I took whatever job was, available. And because I was a gamer at that time, right, I worked doing the coin operating machines for Chuck E. Cheese. And what happened was the person that actually did, play as Chucky actually got sick. And they had no one else to do it. So they came over to ask me, they're like, well, would you like to jump in the Chucky suit? And I'm like, are you serious? You want me to dress up as a rat?
Yeah, and dance around.
And dance around. Picture me
I cannot picture
dressing
you
up
in a
as
Chuck E. Cheese costume, no.
as a rat.
No.
And hugging all the kids. But you know what? It's the most amazing feeling.
But you know what? The kids part, I can definitely picture you hugging the kids because you do love kids.
Hey.
I just cannot picture you dressed up as a rat doing it.
Exactly. But the whole thing about it was you feel the love from the kids. You know the fact that they can give a rat's arse or whatever. That's for my UK friends.
Go ahead.
Of who you are. However, once you jump in that costume, or once you mention, the puppeteering thing, which is different, a little different. I'm not sure if they had the whole landscape, if she had to jump in the costume or whatever. I'm probably sure she did, to some degree. But
she had to dress all in black, I guess, and then I guess they use probably their body parts, I would think, to move the puppeteer.
I don't know.
That's what the husband was saying.
I understood, but I was just amazed,
I know.
All right. So anyway, I'd go in the Chuck E. Cheese outfit, and all the kids would love me. And it would be the greatest feeling, even though I knew that they really didn't care about me. Because if I pulled the mask off for 1 second, they'd be like, ah, or beat the crap out of me. But the fact that you're in that suit and whatnot, makes you feel like so special. And I actually volunteered all the time to do it, believe it or not, after that.
That's cool.
Because it was just the feeling of being in a costume and everything. However, when I worked for Carly's, which was right next door, and I was the monkey, and this is no racial tendencies or anything, but I used to get my butt beat for being a monkey, for dressing up in a monkey.
They like monkeys. They like mice or rats.
Yeah, they like rats, but they don't like monkeys. Go figure.
I would think they would love the monkey and hate the rat. Some kids are actually afraid of Chuck E. Cheese, because when my son was little, well, our son, I had taken him to Chuck E. Cheese, and some of the kids there had seen Chuck E. Cheese and started crying, like hysterical, running and everything and hiding because they didn't like Chucky. It was so funny. But my son just sat there, he was just looking he's like, what the heck is this thing? This time he was just a little baby, he's looking at it like, what the heck is this big thing? And then Chucky came over to him, he started crying. That was before he was even a year old, but it was still cute.
If there's any If Not For Dreaming fans on here, which I don't know because we play late at night and we have a dedicated audience, but they choose to listen on the telephone or download. That's just their preference. And we know they're there because they email us and say we do a great job and all that.
Yeah, we get emails and stuff, so they listen either on the computer or something, or they download us, So we're glad to have them listen.
Exactly, but the number is 917-889-7873. I don't like to pull it during interviews, and the reason I don't like to pull it during interviews is we're not here to bash anybody. Just like when I did that video, it was trying to state from somebody else's point of view.
Of course.
That next time, you have to have some sort of concept to go with for people to understand, because a lot of people don't, care, to listen to the music first. They want to see the video.
True. So I mean, you know what? It's you help them out by telling them that. Now they know what to, change differently for their next time they do a video.
I guarantee if they were in New York City throwing cupcakes, or just had the backdrop of New York City throwing cupcakes, it would have had 10,000 views minimum.
People would have thought that was cool.
but that's what I'm saying when it comes to things. And like I said, I'm no big video person, because I've done some videos where it actually has some video footage, but a lot of the videos I do is based on pictures and things I come up with, on the internet and whatnot, and add music to it, but people seem to like it.
Yeah.
But
because you're able to take the pictures and you're able to match them up with the song, with the words to the song, so it matches and it fits just right.
Yeah, and it's extremely hard to get the timing done. That's why I don't do Jaguar videos no more.
Yeah.
Because
that took you forever.
Yeah, it took me about a week and a half, because you have to line everything right. Because if you line one thing wrong, people automatically say, okay, no.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just the day and age of video and everything. That's why people do live videos, so they don't have to go through that and whatnot. But I just don't think there's much talent in that. Anybody could throw a freaking a webcam in and speak. But
yeah, exactly.
I just don't see the point in it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, other than if I was trying to do a music video. If I was trying to do a music video, and I'm a band, that's different.
Well, I mean, we also have our other friend who did a video, remember, who was very talented. And
yeah, YouTube Tonight,
and that was fantastic. That's a very talented young man.
But he did it differently.
Exactly. I like the way he did it.
It was based. His routines were based on props and based on different, situations. It wasn't just, okay, I got a webcam. Hi everybody, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm so and so,
I'm going to tell you about this great review going on, and what the fuck,
No, exactly. He's very, very talented, and like I said, it's different. It's his own way, his own flavor, and that's what made it so interesting when you saw it.
Exactly. When people listen to our show, they expect to hear, other than interviews, because we allow, we try to, remain professional. Even though we do fuck up sometimes.
And we do goof around. We will joke around with the artist, and kid around and stuff. So,
yes.
It makes it fun.
Exactly. But they expect us to do our weird sounding and talk junk to each other and what we normally do, because that's who we are.
Exactly.
That's why we changed the name to What the Cuff Radio, and it's no longer Teal Time Radio. And it's not to disrespect the Jags fans, but we're more than just Jaguar news now.
Exactly. If we were just Jaguars, that would have been fine. But now, because we do so many different kinds of other things, we've got to get it so that people will realize, oh, okay, they don't do just the Jags. They do other things. Okay, let's see what else they do. Let's check it out,
Exactly, and it's just intended for mature audiences, period.
Of course, yeah.
We don't
can't let your kids listen to some of the stuff that goes on.
Especially on original shows. Don't be having your 8-year-old listen to it. Well, we'll feel bad, but it's not. We're not the parents.
Right.
You're the ones that allow them to listen to whatever. So you're the ones that are held accountable, not us for having a show.
Yeah, like we said, that's why we tell everybody in the beginning of the show, it's adult content only.
Exactly, and we'll either put it mature, or if it gets really crazy like last night, we'll change it to explicit.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's hard during some people will say, well, you could have put explicit, in the beginning. Yeah, we could have. But had we known who was coming on,
exactly.
When it's live, you don't know who's going to come on and who's not.
You really don't.
So, all right. So, I don't think Princess Mandy is coming on tonight.
No, I have a feeling she probably fell asleep. She was, she worked very, very hard, today, so I'm sure she's probably exhausted.
Exactly. So just to let anyone know, our website is still TealTimeRadio.com. It will remain that until we change it. We're looking into domains once again. Our donate button does work now. It absolutely does work. Was not working for a while. I don't know why, but it wasn't. I checked on it. I changed it. So if you don't want them to take away your mature radio show, then we appreciate it if you could donate a few bucks. If you can't, you can't.
Of course, we just want you to listen and have a good time and enjoy the show. Even if you can't, even if you can't donate any money, we still rather just have you listen to the show.
Exactly. It's all about you. It's about what interests you and what we can provide. We're basically just the service or the outlet.
That's right.
To provide what you want to be played or aired or whatever the case may be. So anyway, join us tomorrow as my co-host is over here yawning. I guess my job sucks right now.
No, I love my job. I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
No, I'm saying mine. Something had to make me yawn. It had to be me.
No, you don't make me yawn, sweetheart.
All right, so anyway. Join us tomorrow. We're going to do our South Beach show review.
Yes, we are.
I'm still waiting on Lizard Lick, though. Nothing against South Beach, but I just can't wait.
I miss Lizard Lick.
I can't wait for Lizard Lick.
Sorry, I like to look at Bobby. Can't help it.
Yeah, I'm not looking at anybody except for, the craziness that goes on in the show.
Okay. I just like Bobby, and I also like the fact that of everybody, it just seems like Ronnie's wife does not take no crap from nobody. I've seen her kick a guy's butt, and I think it's funny as anything.
Yes, but I've seen Bernice kick three dudes' butt.
Oh, yeah, of course. I absolutely adore Bernice. I crack up laughing, and I root for her every time.
And Christy does a heck of a job. Well, everybody does.
Sure does. They all do.
Heck of a job, including Perez, which we have different thoughts.
Yeah.
Time.
We won't get on Perez, but, we really hope to see that, that the father gets better soon. Because, I feel really bad for him, with his neck injury and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Thursday we have our happy hour.
Crazy, silly time.
Get crunk, get drunk, get high, get whatever you like. Have a sugar high, doesn't matter. Snort some glue, whatever.
Yeah, we don't do any of that, but he likes to have his beer, and we sit and we just have a good time.
Yeah, we talk about anything under the sun.
We sure do.
And then Friday, since we have to do Monday through Friday, which I never volunteered for Friday, but I guess we'll bring back our X-Censored, which is any issue you have in the world that is bothering you.
Basically, anything goes.
Yeah, bring it on the show. Why not?
Yep, why not?
Bring it on the show. And as we tell all our artists, which we didn't get a chance to today because we just felt they were probably tired, and they're like, all right, when's this interview going to fucking end?
Yeah. I just enjoyed having them on so much. I didn't want it to end because we were having such a good time with them, and they're such nice people. Yeah,
we have an open door policy for any of the artists that come on. That means to our listening audience, that means anybody that we've interviewed can come on to any show at any time. At any time and, give their opinions.
Exactly.
We will keep this open door policy for as long as this show goes, which I don't see it ending anytime soon in the foreseeable future.
For example, if Not for Dreams, if they decided that if Not for Dreams decided they wanted to come on the show in the middle of our X-Censored show and give their opinion about something, hey, they're welcome. They're welcome on the show any other time, and so are the other artists. Exactly.
If we have hundreds of artists, you never know who may show up. You might have Brittany Bouchard and Jack Nichols both listening.
I would love it. That would be so much fun.
And that's what it's about. It's about having fun. It's about, being crazy. It's about
Yep.
stepping out of reality and into our programming.
Exactly. It kind of takes you away from the real world problems to just sit down and relax and enjoy yourself. And you get to forget about work or the kids or this or that, what's going on in the world. You can just kind of step out of the box and just enjoy yourself and have a good time and get into our show.
That's mainly what it's about. Okay. Now, after wasting your last 3 to 5 minutes, you'll have one. Oh, I forgot to say one more thing. Sunday.
Yes, Sunday.
Sunday, 7 p.m. We will have our Burgundy.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a wonderful, absolutely wonderful
live
show
with
also.
us. Live with us.
Yes, that's exciting.
This will be the first time also that all us co-hosts. I guess I'm a co-host. So.
All of us will be together in one room, all three of the hosts. Me, my honey, and of course, who else here?
Princess Mandy.
Princess Mandy. We're very excited we're going to have her here. And of course, our Burgundy. We're looking forward to them.
Yes. And it's R spelled O-U-R, not the letter R. R-A-R-E. It's O-U-R.
That's cool. I love that name, too. I think that's a very different, unusual name. I think it's great.
And Burgundy spelled like it sounds. Bur-gun-D. Period. All right, except for there's no period.
Adding them in now.
All right. Thank you for joining What the Cup Radio. Join us tomorrow. Same time, same place now. 11 o'clock.
Peace out.
We ain't doing 10 o'clock.
Yep.
You don't like it? It's too bad.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace out.
I'm CT Jags.
And I'm Miss Chrissy.
And somewhere Princess Mandy's waving.
Wave to Princess Mandy. And God bless y'all.
All right. Have a good night.